ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to NJPW Puroresu Review. I am your co-host, the Happy Andre C. Right over here, it is my co-host. It is the Angry Melball. How you doing?
I am not angry. I am displeased with the current location of the IWGP World Championship. Otherwise, my butt hurts because I did leg day today. And I watched a lot of wrestling today. How are you doing, my friend?
Good. Worked today. Went and saw a buddy. Had some great supper. Recorded a chop talk with you, and now we're recording an NJPW Puroresu Review. This is actually Wednesday night as we record this. This show comes out on Friday. So we're going to talk some best of the Super Juniors, May 30th and 31st. Now, if you're wondering about the semifinals, we are just going to package that in as part of our Dominion review. So we're going to review the two semifinal matches off the top and then go into the rest of Dominion. So we're not doing a separate show just for those two matches. I do apologize if you were looking for that, but that's what will happen.
We only have so many hours in a day. We have a lot of wrestling we have to watch.
Yeah,
we do. Major shows we're doing.
Plus, we still got to do a Stardom review for this past weekend show that we had the Artist of Stardom title match on it. We got the Marigold stuff should be dropping for the first and second should be dropping on Wrestling Universe the next day or two. So lots and lots to do. So we're gonna start we're gonna combo some stuff here. So
combo breaker.
That's sure.
Right.
Yeah, but we're here to talk some best of the Super Juniors, May 30th, 31st, the final two nights of Block A and Block B. But before I do that, I want to thank each and every one of you. Whether you're turning in video form or audio form, thank you so very much. If you're in audio form or you want to hear us in audio form, go to Sunday Night's Main Event.com. Hit the RSS feed, add us to your podcast, catch your choice, and give us a 5-star review. We'd really appreciate it. And if you want to support them, you can either go to their Patreon at patreon.com/SNME Radio or go over to Chopped Tees. Look up SNME on Chopped Tees and support a shirt from a Canadian-based shirt manufacturer on top of it all. So check them out, support them over there if you want to support them. And if you want to support us, go to our YouTube channel. You can support us on SNME too, but support us on our video at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk or Backbreaker Video by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, commenting down below because we want to hear from you. Your opinion matters to us, so please give us your opinions. We love interacting with all of you. Don't forget to share us out. Tell your friends, family, and happy little people that are just happy in this world. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello. All the happy.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie, and not a chokey because it's an Italian. No, it's an Italian stretch 32.
Okie dokie.
Dude, even Chris called it an Italian stretch 32.
And he was corrected on the 31st, if you would recall.
No, Chris said it too.
No, he
on
did
top
not.
of Walker, Chris said it.
Not on the 31st.
And he did all say our friend Gino Gambino would call it a doki choki. He did say that, but he did call it an Italian stretch 32.
Not on the 31st.
Okay. I know he said it at one point. No, yeah, on the 31st. He called it an Italian stretch 32, but then he also referred to it as a doki choki.
It was Walker Stewart who said that. And Chris Charlton corrected him and said it was the doki choki.
But technically, Walker's right, because that is the technical name for the move.
I don't give a flying fruitcake of a fa-la-la.
We're going to get into it. Yoshinobu Kanemaru versus Clark Connors. This was a short match, only 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Very quick. They end up fighting up into the... What?
One thing that I wanted to mention real quick is that Hinari is back.
He is.
Yes. I believe this was his first match back, or this first show back.
Yep.
Welcome back, Hinari. I did watch the match. He was as savage as ever. He's as mean as ever. And he's looking pretty lean. Looks like he's bulking a little bit.
Yeah.
So, y'all better look out. He's a little mad. Now take
Yeah.
us.
Well, getting his head just ripped open like that, I'd be pretty mad too. So they go up into the crowd, go up into the stands. This is the Corkin Hall, which has that elevated like
Mhm.
solid seating. Um, they're fighting up there, and they both kind of like run back towards the ring, but Clark Connors grabs one of the young lions, goes to toss him into Kanemaru, pulling something out of Kanemaru's playbook. But Kanemaru dodges, grabs the young lion, and runs the young lion into Connors. Kanemaru in at like 17 or 18. Connors starts slipping and sliding, can't get back in. He gets counted out at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Yeah.
That's what happens when you're not wearing proper footwear. He was not, again, wearing proper footwear. It just looked like he was wearing hikers.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. They played this very well, though. Like, just the Connors is playing kind of like a War Dog, unhinged character right now. The 100 proof, he's a lean, mean fighting machine. But my God, does the charisma that he has just make for amazing matches like this? This was just this. I was a little concerned about this one because, like, heel master Yoshinobu Kanemaru, he can make anything work. But like when we saw Clark Connors earlier in the tournament go into the match with another heel wrestler, we saw a face version of him that I was just like, I
Yeah.
don't feel like this fits him in any way, shape, or form. And he's kind of figured himself out after that point and come back in as this crazy character that we've grown to know and love over the last year. Um, yeah, this was a fun little short match. I always love seeing Yoshinobu Kanemaru. I always hope that his matches go a little bit longer. But for what this was extremely entertaining.
Well, one of the funny things at the start, they were gonna do the too sweet, and then Kane switches to the smoke and like puts it out on Connors's belly.
What? Whose name? What? Who?
Kanemaru, instead of giving
Okay, you said
Connors the too.
Kane, so I was like, who the
Oh,
fuck is Kane?
I abbreviate Kanemaru as Kane just for my notes,
Oh,
easier typing.
okay.
So instead of too sweeting, he goes to the smoke and puts it out on Connors' belly at the start of the match. It was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, because he is House of Torture.
Yeah,
Yeah, Bullet Club,
yeah,
Bullet Club.
they are Bullet Club adjacent.
Was not apparent in this match.
So yeah, after the match, Connor's getting in the ref's face. He ends up hitting the gore to the ref and celebrates goring the ref, and he drags the ref to the back.
Yeah, that was Sakamoto, I think.
Yeah.
One who has the same shoes as me.
Hmm.
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
At least it wasn't Marty. Marty has been kind of getting put through the ringer this tour. So at least it was
Hmm.
somebody different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On to the next one.
We have Kevin Knight versus Bushi. Bushi coming out with this big blue furry mask on, as Chris Charlton described it, cute but creepy.
Do you not know what character that is?
Not a clue.
There's like this character, I can't remember. I have to try to look it up. There's this like blue, fuzzy, crazy faced character. It's like I can't remember if it's a video game, or I think it's a video game. Something similar to like a Five Nights at Freddy's kind of thing. I've seen it on like an online capacity where it's like this tall, lanky thing, like a Slender Man, but it's covered in blue fur and it has that face. And it's like that's what its face looks like normally, but when it gets angry, it like smiles super wide and you can see its like jaggedy teeth and its eyes go red and it like chases you. You have to run away from it. Yeah, a very popular character, I guess, but like, no, thank you.
Yeah, not my jam. It really
It
wasn't. Not
it
even
was
my.
cute though.
It was creepy too.
It was a little unsettling,
Yeah.
we'll
So it's
say.
a really fun match. Again, very springy, very flyy match between these two. But in the end, Bushi sends Knight over the top to the floor. And he lands on his knee, gets a second rope drop kick to the knee. He starts hitting kicks to the knee. Bushi applies a modified figure four, then rolls him to the center, keeps it applied, and Kevin Knight does the double tap out, like tapping out with both
Mm,
arms. And Bushi gets the win to keep Kevin Knight from advancing in this tournament.
isn't that called Fable? Is his figure four?
Is it? I didn't hear.
I feel like
Sure.
it's called
Gets him with the
Fable.
fable.
Well, we got the fancy name for Immortal. It's his tag partner,
Hmm.
Fable. Um, yeah, there was there one point in this match where they were on the outside and Bushi did the jump off the entrance. That was pretty cool.
Mm.
Enjoyed that. Yeah, Bushi really working up Knight's leg in this one, getting ready for that Fable finish. I think that's going to be a big kind of game changer for him because we haven't always seen him doing submissions. He has really kind of relied on the MX or the Mist in the last couple of years. So it's nice to see him evolving his arsenal a little bit, adding in that fun little submission, something Randy Orton could maybe take some advice from.
Hmm.
Got to throw that little shade in there. Yeah, otherwise, this was a really solid match. I've always been very privy to Kevin Knight since we started seeing him with Kushida. Just springs in his step and the height that he can jump just from like a vertical jump, just crazy, absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I saw two Bushis in the crowd, one full costume, one silver. Lots of desperados though. A
Oh,
lot
was
more
there?
desperados. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Desperado was in the main, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
still looking for the blue fuzzy animal thingy, aren't you?
No, I'm doing other things. Yeah.
Well, could we talk about the next match?
I'm just trying to mess with you a little bit here. We move on to Melball's pick for the May 30th
Oh, you're
show.
killing time to add Mel's pick on the thing.
No, I was just highlighting
Uh-huh.
things to talk about in this match.
Ah, okay,
But I
okay.
have way
There's a
more.
lot.
I take too many notes, so yeah,
You take a
I
lot
have
of notes,
I
yes.
do. But then I highlight things. It is TJP versus Teton. The
Yes.
Oswang is here to battle Titan. He has the mask on and everything, the puffy pants, all of it. The Oswang
Yeah,
is
yeah.
here.
I was
Immediate.
so excited for this because the
Mm,
camera work right off the hop was just
so good.
so perfect. The surprise that angle that they
Mm,
caught where TJP was on the ropes with the mask and he had just gotten the close up and Teton's kind of popping in, looking a little worried in the back there. It was just such good production.
hmm
Take us into it.
Immediate shotgun dropkick sending Teton to the floor. Oswang hits the cannonball off the apron to the floor. He runs him into the post. Teton stops the chair being used, hits a wrecking ball dropkick, sending the chair into TJP, then hits a tope base suicida. TJ avoids a corner lariat in the ring and gets a beautiful rope hung final cut for two. Looks so good. I love
Mm-hmm.
that. I love that. Later in the match, the Teton gets the Matrix duck and hits a super kick, sending TJP to the apron. He goes to the top and hits the double stomp off the top to TJP on the apron. That looks so good. It looks so brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Teton misses the top rope stomp, and TJP gets the Pinoy stretch in the ring, but Teton does fight and gets to the ropes. Later in the match, towards the end, shotgun drop kick and the lariat through the ropes by Teton, and he hits the double stomp off the top, then goes up, hits the springboard double stomp, but the Oswing kicks out at 2.99, sending Teton into the ref, actually. Um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Osweg misses Teton diving, and he hits, and he hits. He missed. He hits the miss to Teton on the dive, and then hits the running knee to the face. Only gets two. Goes up, Mamba splash, but again only two. So he lines up, running knee to the back of the head, and the Oswang scores the win. TJP is still in it. And then Hanare and Newman both come into the ring. They drape the flag of the new black and white United Empire flag over the Oswang's shoulders, and he stands up, and it's just a beautiful like shot of the three of them there. I loved it.
This is what I'm telling you, the production value in this match specifically was just so top tier, so good. Like I would actually say like Ibushi Osprey level good production in this one. If you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the intro for TJP was so good with the red mist through the mask. I absolutely love it. What I even love even more is that it's TJP, but he has these subtle differences that he does in his in-ring. What's the word I'm trying to say? Mannerisms. His in-ring mannerisms are slightly different. He's that kind of, I don't want to say creepy character, but it does kind of add a little bit of maybe malevolence to it. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
I love how it looks because you can still tell that somewhere in there is TJP. It's just maybe he's not fully himself right now, and I absolutely love it. But there was one point where he was like biting the head of Teton, which I thought was pretty funny because he's wearing a mask. It's not gonna really do anything. But what I loved even more is that afterwards he kind of missed it a little bit more after that point. And I was like, that's great because he still had all the dye and everything in his mouth, the blood in his mouth from the entrance. It kind of added a little bit even more to the match. What I've really felt in this one, like, TJP had Teton really well scouted. There was a lot of stuff in the last half of the match where TJP just had a reversal answer for, and it felt like it was really just great clinic of chain wrestling for these guys trying to pop off their moves but being thwarted by the other. It was really, really entertaining. Always got to shout out the Matrix Bend and Pele kick from Teton because it's endlessly impressive. I know it's like a very simple thing, but like for how simplistic it is, we don't see a lot of other people doing it. So I always appreciate seeing it. Um, yeah. The last thing I wanted to mention is like that little bit at the end there where Hanari and Newman came in and draped the flag over his shoulders. United again. The Empire has returned. This is the kind of, I would say, the first kind of rejoining of the faction since Osprey has departed. Jeff Cobb went over to the U.S., won that TV title. And Great O'Khan is kind of doing his thing too. This has kind of been the most together that we've seen the Empire, and I feel that this is a what's the word? A good omen for the future of the United Empire. I feel like this will be a resurgence for them, a reinvigoration for them, especially if TJP takes the tournament. Could you
Very much so.
imagine? So good. So good.
So good. So we move on to my pick of the evening. It's Kosei Fujita versus Blake Christian. Fujita has his mentors in Zack Sabre Jr.'s and Robbie Eagles in his corner. The spot, Blake Christian work. This is a great spot. He hits a tope con hilo to Fujita on the floor. Looked really good. He goes to work on the arm of Fujita. He makes Fujita flip off the crowd. Then he bites the middle finger. He ends up snapping the arm with this like hyper extension stomp. Oh my!
Yeah.
Oh, he could have pulled his shoulder right out of place. That looked brutal.
I think I dislocated my shoulder just watching it.
Yeah. Blake stops a German, hits his beautiful that rolling double back kick that he does. I love that. Blake ends up rolling through a German at one point and hits a kick to the back of the head, hits the John Woo drop kick or the shotgun drop kick if you're nasty, but is cut off on a dive. Blake ends up kicking Fujita on his springboard attempt, and he's like hanging on the ropes, and he goes up and hits a 450 off the top to Fujita hung on the ropes, but he only gets 2 out of it. Looks so good. At the end of the match comes though. There's a handspring flip kick, Osprey like by Blake Christian. He goes up, but gets cut off. Blake fights him off. Gets cut. He slips down and he gets up with Fujita. He hits an inverted Spanish fly to Fujita. Looked really good. Gets him into the double armbar, but Yujiro gets his foot on the ropes. Blake follows up.
Who?
Fujita or Yujiro.
You're saying Yujiro. Why are you saying Yujiro?
I put the wrong. I always abbreviate Yujiro to Huge and Fujita to Fuge, and I put a Y there. So I guess a double armbar to Fujita, but Fujita gets his feet on the ropes. I apologize for my slip. I typed it wrong.
I was gonna say I don't remember seeing Yujiro this night.
No, I
once
apologize.
These matches started. One of these things just doesn't belong here.
Blake follows up with a curb stomp, but Fujita kicks out at 2.999994. Blake misses the springboard 450. Fujita hits a German, then picks him up, suplex into Abandon Hope, and Fujita gets the win.
Yes. This was a great win for him, especially because, like, I'm not gonna lie, when I went into this match, I was like, oh, this will be not an easy 2 points for Blake, but it's gonna be, how he kind of is able to beak off about his points at the end of this tournament because I felt that he needed it. But then again, Fujita really needed it in NJPW, so I'm kind of happy they did make that decision. But I kind of feel a little bad for Blake in this situation just because, again, he was stripped of that GCW, right? GCW title while he was gone. That couldn't have helped with his temperament or mannerism or what's the word, motivation through for the rest of this tournament. Obviously, if Cardona was in the same situation, he'd be a little flustered. So I don't like what happened with that. However, I feel that we have gotten one of the best examples of talent coming out of GCW in Blake Christian for this tournament. And I'm very, very excited to see him again, potentially in either maybe Super Junior Tag League. Maybe he can find somebody who doesn't hate him in GCW to come back over. Maybe we could see him popping up in you know who I would love to see him face, although it would mean it would be on a pre-show as opposed to the main show, which I disagree with. But I would love to see him challenge Strong Survivor, Matt Vandegrift. The two of them, both aerialists. It'd be interesting to see if we could get like a second coming of like a Ricochet Osprey moment.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we
Especially
move on.
with Vandegrift going heel. Sorry, with Vandegrift being a little heel. Would we consider Vandegrift a junior or a heavyweight?
I would say junior at the moment.
Super Junior Tag League. Blake Christian, Matt Vandegrift.
They could be called Strong Heat.
Oh my God, yes.
No. Heat Survivors.
Heat.
I like Strong Heat better, you're right.
I was going to say, yeah. Heat Survivors, you're good in a desert. Yeah.
All Survivors.
The Strong Heat.
Strong heat, that works. Or heat
Either way,
strong. Heat strong.
heat
Instead of neck
heat
strong, they could be
strong.
heat strong.
We jest, but it would be a great combination and a great opportunity for both of them because then we get to see Vandergriff a little bit more on NJPW TV. We get to see Blake Christian more, which I'm not going to complain about because goddamn, this guy put on one hell of a tournament. I was very impressed.
Yep. So we move on
Yes.
to main event El Desperado versus Hayata. Match I was looking forward to all tournament, and it did not disappoint. These two killed it in the ring together. But the end
Mm-hmm.
of this match comes. Hayata gets out of Pinche Loco into the crossarm DDT, but Desperado hits the crossarm DDT, but Desperado stops the Shiomi Impact. Hayata gets a swinging neckbreaker and does hit Shiomi Impact, but Desperado gets a foot on the ropes. Hayata hits a super kick, but Desperado catches him and hits him with a spine buster, follows it up with a G driller, and follows to finish with the Pinche Loco for the win to get first place and put our boy TJP into second place.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Thank you, Hayata-san.
Thank you, Desperado-san, for getting our boy there.
I mean, thank you both of them because
Mhm.
this match was amazing.
Mhm.
Hayata was someone I was interested in. I knew of him, and when I heard that he was announced for this, I was like, "This is gonna be so good." And it
Mhm.
was. It was. Everything that he did was so impressive, so cool, so different. He adapted to every single person that he fought with. But this Desperado is kind of like a second, I would say a second or third tier gatekeeper in NJPW. And when I say that, when you first get in, you start with Bushi because Bushi is the one who can have a great match with absolutely anybody, no questions asked. He's going to give you everything. You're going to look good. The next one I would say is Taguchi. Taguchi is another one that you could step up with that.
Mhm.
Same reasons. He always has a great match, but he tests your goofiness a little bit more. But he can also be very serious. It really depends on the match. Desperado. Desperado's going to be that next level. He's going to be the one that's going to pull no punch. He's going to hit you as hard as he can, but he's going to make everything so fun, so good. Um, this main was just heavy hitting. It was just move for move, hit for hit. These guys just wrecking the piss out of each other. And I loved it. And what I loved even better at the end was that Hayata accepted the handshake from Desperado, which
Mhm.
is not something he's kind of been privy to throughout this tour. He's kind of been that lone wolf kind of guy, hasn't really tried to make any connections. This was the first time we kind of saw him be like, yeah, yeah, okay. That was a good one. And I agree. I would love to see these two go again in another singles match. And maybe instead of for like a best of the Super Junior thing, to just see what they have to offer in any other kind of capacity. Maybe a submission match. I would even I don't like hardcore matches or death matches. Desperado, he is a specialist. I would watch a death match between these two. I might not enjoy it, but I would still watch it, and I'd probably be pretty excited about watching it too, because I know I'd get some amazing wrestling in between those little porcupine stick moments.
So yeah, I'm gonna bringing it up right now. We're gonna talk about this A block. El Desperado wins it with 12 points, and then you have Teton, TJP, Blake Christian, Hayata all tied with 10 points. But TJP has wins over Teton. He has win over Blake Christian, and he has a win over Hayata. So by the tiebreakers, he has beat them all. TJP will be is in second place. Yeah.
Go TJ, go TJ, go. Go
Go
TJ, go
TJ, go
TJ, go.
TJ, go, 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 go. So we go on to May 31st. we do not have to watch a show singles match tonight because this is where he was scheduled to face Francesco Akira, and with his forfeit, the champion goes 5-4 in the tournament.
Wow, there was no House of Torture shenanigans.
Well, there was in the undercard, but
Yeah, but like
I didn't watch that though.
not in the
Yeah,
important bits of the matches, which are these, which
yeah.
was great.
Miss the man you were just talking about, Mr. Ryusuke Taguchi, comes out at the start of the show. Um,
Yes.
in his appearance for the crowd, he said in the near future he will come back. He appreciates all the support from the fans and everyone else. He said it will be a little longer, but he will be back. He cracked some jokes. I didn't really write any of those down, being funny as he always is. But yeah, Gooch is good. He looking good. Um,
Mhm,
like he got some pretty bad road rash on his face when he crashed. If you saw the
mhm.
pictures, so like he looks good. He's looking really good. I'm glad.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if they're maybe just doing some kind of concussion protocol or something with him. Because yeah, his face was pretty banged up, unfortunately, but he's looking amazing, looking
Mm-hmm.
happy, looking healthy, and everyone seemed pretty excited to see him on commentary.
Mm-hmm. Happy
Mhm.
he's getting back out and doing things again. It's nice to see him
Yeah,
return.
yeah.
And
We saw the
it's
same thing with Hiromu too. When Hiromu was out with that torn bicep, he would show up, help with commentary, help with camera work, help with cleaning the ring. It's nice to see the involvement.
oh yeah, and it's almost perfect that his first match he's commentating is Kushida versus the man that did take his place at the last minute, Dragon
Hmm.
Dia. Dragon Dia is 0-8 so far
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this tournament. Dragon Dia is 0-8 in this tournament. And Kushida is 4-4 at the moment. Yeah, it's 4-4 at the moment. So yeah. Into this match comes Kushida hits the bangerang and he kicks the arm, gets the lariat, but can only get two. If you don't know what the bangerang is, look it up. It's Dalton Castle's great finisher. They trade kicks. Dia hits a hip attack, tributing Mr. Gooch. Hits a 619, goes up, hits the DDDDT, and Dia gets his lone victory of the tournament to end his defeated streak.
Which I don't agree with. I don't. I wanted to see him at least get 2 points, but I didn't want to see it against Kushida. I felt Kushida had a really good end of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I felt this might have like kind of the last couple losses might have kind of like whoop, whoop,
Mm-hmm.
kicked him off of the rails there. Um, what I found really interesting about this one is Daya right off the hop just all over Kushida. Didn't even get his jacket off before he was drop kicking him off the apron. He was determined to pick up this win. I also found it very interesting. Kushida got that hoverboard lock on Daya. And Daya, I mean, we do not typically see people get out of the hoverboard lock. Once Kushida locks it in there, he gets you pretty stuck to the ground. He doesn't let you get out. Daya is the first one I've seen in a very long time reverse it, turn it around, and stand right back up. Kushida's kind of looking at him bewildered, like, what in the hey? What happened here? Um, I'm very happy that Daya doesn't walk away with 0 points. I'm happy that he has two. I just feel it would have been funnier and more enjoyable if it was Show who he
Mm-hmm.
got that 2 points from, because Show's standing in this is obviously very inconsequential. Especially at this point, and even at the point when he was facing Daya, his progression was pretty inconsequential, and he was not capable of
Mm-hmm.
catching up at that point. So, yeah, I would have liked to see that instead, but Kushida has always been a very gracious fall guy. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense?
Yep.
He always has no problem with putting over the right person. And I feel he put over Daya very, very well in this match. So yeah. was nice to see him interact with Taguchi after as well.
It was.
Before and
It was.
after.
Yeah. So we move on to the second matchup for it is Drilla Moloney versus Ninja Mack. Drilla gets the mic and says, "Why am I here? I'm tired. I'm hurt." And they expected him to say, "And I work with children," but he said, "And I'm hungover." They expected. I think it was playing off of the CM Punk line there.
Same shit, right?
Yeah.
Working with children would probably feel like a hangover.
And he says he's been fighting with the people in the back, and the only reason him and Clark Connors aren't in the finals is due to fluke wins. And he tells Ninja he can go back to Noah and tell all the little ninjas he got a win over the tag champs, one half of the tag champ, and he decides to leave and get counted out. But Ninja Mack follows him out, and that was the worst choice he has made all tournament. Drilla proceeds to attack him. They fight, and they end up back in the ring. The end of this match, though, Drilla stops the backflip, but Mack stops a Drilla killer, hits a kick, sending Drilla to the floor. So Mack goes for his multiple backflips into the Fosbury flop, but Drilla catches him, flips him around, and Drilla kills him on the floor, and Mack just goes limp. Drilla gets up, gets in the ring, gets the count out victory, and Mack still hasn't moved.
Well, I mean, Drilla Killer. It is the, as Chris Charlton has said, the most, deadliest move, most sought after move, most deadly move in professional wrestling right now, especially because, like a cutter, he can just rack it up and set it up out of nowhere. It is crazy. Yeah, Mack made some very poor choices. You should just let him walk away. Next time that a rabid dog gives you a pass, you pat it on the head and say, "Thank you, good sir."
Yep.
You don't test that dog. They bite without warning. And you got bit. God damn.
Got
And
bit.
like he did, and it was just Moloney was just mad. He was pissed. And rightfully so. I mean, he was gonna give you a win. Free win, just walk away. That's all you had to let him do. Just let him walk away. Well, I guess next time he'll probably let him walk away.
If there is the next time, yeah, he's going to let him walk away for sure.
Good times.
Good times. We move on to my pick of the evening. There's only 2 matches left on the May 30th show. So it was a 50-50 toss-up between me and Mel for these matches. I think you and me both had these 2 matches, this and the main event selected as our matches. It was just
100%.
I just said, "Who do you want?" And you took yours, and I took mine. Robbie Eagle, or it's Douki taking on Robbie Eagles with Kosei Fujita and Zack Sabre Jr. Robbie's trying to get the crowd to quiet down in the beginning, but he won't quiet, so he just goes into his Robbie, oi, oi, oi. Good reaction to it.
Yes.
Into the match, Robbie gets reverses a swinging slam into the Ron Miller special, but Douki just claws so quickly and gets to the ropes. Yeah. Later in the match, Robbie's unloading kicks to Douki, but Douki catches the Hyperion kick, and then he stops an Acai DDT attempt, and he hits strikes. Douki gets the gory special drop into the backside, then into the Douki Chokey. But Robbie gets a foot on the ropes. Douki then sends him to the floor, gets a tope suicida. Back inside, he gets Daybreak, but can only get 2. Standing Acai DDT is attempted or is hit by Robbie Eagles to reverse suplex de la Luna, and both men are down. Robbie does get the turbo backpack, but only gets 2. Then tries Romero special, but ends up hitting a super kick. 450 to the knee is reversed into the Douki Chokey. Douki reapplies. They get into a series of reversals and pin attempts. Douki, and then Eagles goes for Romero special, but Douki reverses, gets him up. Suplex de la Luna for the win.
It hurt my heart a little bit because I picked Robbie to win the Super Junior. So to see him take a loss, it hurt my heart a lot. But there's no shame in taking a loss to Douki because man, oh man, is he on a roll. And I think they mentioned on commentary, there has definitely been a shift in Just Five Guys for what's the word? It's not coming to my head right now. We'll say of structural something. Douki has been elevated, we're gonna say. That Yu Yu Uemura is obviously at the bottom, but Douki has been on a roll since joining Just Five Guys, and arguably, he does what I think Sonata is trying to do, and just have that silent charisma that just kind of does what it needs to do on its own. Douki doesn't have to say much. He doesn't really say much at all. He just kind of lets his actions kind of speak for themselves. And to see him just really plow through this tournament and have just such good matches, it just makes my heart so happy. Yeah, it was such a clinic these two put on because Robbie is just so good at setting up for that Ron Miller. He's so good, and he has such a just list of things to go through to set that leg up for that move. It's endlessly impressive. Yeah, good pick. Good pick.
Yeah. So we move on. Main event of the evening. This tournament all comes down to this match. If Hiromu wins, him and Ishimori go to the finals with Hiromu in first place, Ishimori in second. If they draw, they both go to the finals. Again, there would be a coin flip to see who would get positioning. We get the first place, who would get the second place. If Taiji Ishimori wins, Douki and Taiji Ishimori go to the finals, with Douki having the tiebreaker win over Hiromu Takahashi. So again, there is two possibilities for the finals right now. So
how agonizing.
We get into it. Ishimori versus Takahashi, a battle for the ages, the feud that just will never die, and I don't want it to die because it's the feud I will watch forever. Hiromu gets Ishimori to the apron very quickly and goes for the sunset bomb over the top, but Ishimori ends up backflipping through and just kicks him in the leg.
Yeah, just takes out that knee, just lands it and be like, boink.
Yeah. Later in the match, Ishimori runs Hiromu into the post through the exposed corner, then picks him up, hits the Rocky Maivia style shoulder breaker. Ishimori gets the bone lock applied, but as he transitions into Bloody Cross, Hiromu gets Ishimori up into the time bomb into the exposed corner. Later in the match, Hiromu hits the Hiromu-chan bomber, lifts him up for the dynamite plunger, but Ishimori fights him, and so Hiromu ends up putting him up on the top rope. They fight up top. Ishimori then picks him up, drops him gutbuster style onto the corner. Hiromu rolls off, and Taiji Ishimori busts out a move I haven't seen him hit in a long time, and he cracks off a 450 splash off the top, but only gets two. The end of this match comes. Hiromu pulls the Flying D, the triangle armbar, but Ishimori lifts him up. They end up going into a bunch of reversals, and Hiromu hits the Bloody Cross, but Ishimori gets a foot on the ropes on the pin attempt. Hiromu picks him up, time bomb 2, but Ishimori kicks out. So Ishimori reverses the inverted DDT into the bone lock. Ishimori tries to roll into Bloody Cross, but Hiromu gets out. Ishimori then picks Hiromu up, hits him with Time Bomb 2, but Hiromu kicks out at 2. So Ishimori rolls through, picks him up, Bloody Cross, and Ishimori is your winner.
Yes.
So this puts
This was
Ishimori. Sorry, just before you do it, this puts
no, go.
Ishimori in first place and Douki in second by way of tiebreaker.
Yes. Yes. How crazy is that? Hiromu Takahashi isn't even in the finals. So crazy. So crazy. But what a freaking match. And what a freaking fight. Rematch, essentially, from last year's G1, where
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
where Ishimori obviously got owied a little bit, got sent out for a good chunk of time, come back, clearly built better. He's got little bang bangs at the beginning of his thing now, reminiscent of his good friend Chase Owens. There was one point at the beginning here where they battled into the crowd, and what I absolutely loved about this is that neither one of them actually popped off a move in that little scuffle in the crowd. It was just them trying to, but the other one thwarting them. And poor Red Shoes just in the ring, like, hey, yo, we're supposed to be 1, 2. Like, I think he got to like 16 or 17 before both of them realized and just started hauling ass back to the ring. Hiromu tripping right at 19 when he gets to the mat there, but still able to get in, like right as Red Shoes was going to do the 20 count. It was really funny. I thought a little humorous spot in there, and something that Hiromu always does have to throw in. He always has a funny spot in his matches before he really takes it up into the seriousness, and that's kind of what we got into here. Ishimori really worked that left knee of Hiromu this whole match, kind of extending on what Drilla damaged, I would say, the most in the matches before. Yeah, that weird slam gut thing that he did to Hiromu before the 450 looked really, really cool. It did look a little desperate, but it worked out really good. And those desperate times, desperate measures moves tend to look really, really good in Japan for some reason. Don't know what it is, something in the water. And whatever it is, it's good. Yeah, it made me super happy that Ishimori picked up the win on this one because I love Hiromu Takahashi, but he has picked up a lot of wins in the Super Juniors before. He's a multi-time winner. Um, he's, I feel like he's done pretty much everything that you could ask of a junior. I feel like at this point, I'd like to see him start going for something a little bit bigger and maybe not necessarily in a singles. I kind of want to see the trios titles become something a little bit more importante. I don't want to see them kind of become bland and boring like a certain company closely affiliated with NJPW has done, with ironically an NJPWX guy, please. But yeah, I would like to see him do a little something with his faction and kind of show a little bit more of a camaraderie because United Empire had been pretty ununited for a little bit. Now they're back to being who they are named after. They're back to being united. LIJ is kind of not where they used to be, I would say, both in regards to popularity and in regards to camaraderie. I would like to see that change for maybe the better. Maybe see like Hiromu, Shingo, and maybe Suji consider going after those trios titles or something, and maybe let Naito and Bushi have some fun doing something else.
Well, to that point, Dominion, the 6-man tag match for the never openweight 6-man tag team championships.
Oh
It's
no.
El Presidente, Toriano, and Oleg Bolton defending against Los Ingobernables de Japón, Yota Tsuji, Bushi, and Hiromu Takahashi.
2 points. It's Bolton Oleg. Second point.
I'm reading it off of Wikipedia. So
we've established that Wikipedia was wrong in the past, though, because we go based on what the company is advertising them as, which is Bolton Oleg. Secondly, why Bushi? Shingo. Or maybe the other guy who doesn't have a title, Naito. Why Bushi? I love Bushi. I love me some Bushi. But in that situation, you know the Bushi's going to be the fall guy. Because there's no way they're going to let Yotatsuji pick up a win over Bolton. There's no way. They're building Bolton right now to be an absolute beast in this company. And I'm all for it. It's just, we need to graduate him officially because he's already a champion in the company. So we should probably see him doing something other than just running out in black trunks and screaming at people. You know, he's a champion already. He should have a character. He should have something to fit into Hantai with and with his compatriots. Kind of looks a little generic standing in there with his counterparts, especially when one of his counterparts is wearing a loud Hawaiian shirt, you know? And then the other one is El Presidente. Ay. Oh well. One day Gator will fix it.
So, give a quick point update. So, yes, Taiji Ishimori winning the block with 14 points, and Douki winning the tiebreaker over Hiromu Takahashi with 12 points. Those two will be in the finals. So, it will be Taiji Ishimori versus TJP and El Desperado versus Douki in the semifinals, which we will be covering on our Dominion review. We're just going to stack those on at the beginning. So I apologize if you guys are looking forward to another episode just with those two, but that will not be happening. We're just going to do it all as one big happy show. And the
Maybe
undercard.
If Andre's feeling spicy, he'll do like a live thing or something on his socials where he'll be like, "This happened! Oh my god, it's great!"
Well, the semis have already happened.
Well, get on there. Get on there.
Yeah,
Get on there.
You're the social media person.
No, yeah, part of my job is to suggest stuff for you to do.
I'm working on stuff. Come on, I'm slowly writing a script for that stuff we were talking about.
Yay! About
Slowly.
damn time.
Slowly.
Lots going on this year. We're even trying to figure out our PowerPoint and presentation for the expo. Fall. Got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of fun stuff for professional wrestling.
Very true.
Mm.
But if you want to talk to us about professional wrestling, you can do that online at the X, at That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Dude. You can find me on Facebook at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. And on our YouTube at youtube.com/at Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. You can also find us over in audio form. SundayNightsMainEvent.com. Go over there, hit the RSS feed. Check us out, and if you are listening there, please give us a 5-star review. We really would appreciate it. Like it if you can like it in your app of choice. Thank you so very much. And if you want to support them, patreon.com/SNME Radio for all the content they have over there, or you can go to choptees.com and pick up an SNME shirt or hat or whatever merchandise you want to pick up over there. So check that out. You can also find me on twitch.tv/our local establishment. Also on YouTube at youtube.com/at our local establishment. Next Wednesday, myself, OLED, we're back for Marvel Talk in the MCU Rebound with our special guest, Lauren Goodnight, as we talk the best Marvel movie there is, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I cannot wait. Best spy movie I've ever watched in my life on top of it all. So let's go. I cannot wait for that. 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, June the 12th. Check that out. Something just flew down in front of me and it scared me. So that's why I was like, you can also check us out over at youtube.com/@backbreaker video where Mike simulcasts all of our stuff and all that Pizarro stuff. So thank you so very much, sir. If you want to find his live wrestling watch alongs, go to twitch.tv/Mike the Ref, where you can find him doing AW watch alongs every Wednesday, every Saturday, and every pay-per-view Sunday. And every other day of the week, he's playing video games. So check him out over there at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. And if you want replays of his gaming content, go to youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming, where you can find content from him, Mr. PJC, Mr. Rick Jules, that guy right there, and their frequent guest,
Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. We love Kayla J over here.
Yes, we do. Melball, where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can follow her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can follow her on everything else, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find me on our local establishments programming, Japanese Wrestling Update with this guy on Fridays at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Unless it's not. And then we will let you know on social media. This week's episode will be pre-recorded because we will be attending Top Talent this weekend in Edmonton, where we're going to be seeing Microman in a ladder match. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I expect to see this little person yeeted.
I expect to see him get punted.
I mean, which is what it's going to be entertaining. And then in Calgary, he's wrestling in a fans bring the weapons match. Why are you freaking out?
I want to see a ladder seesaw spot that sends him flying.
Andre.
I'm a sick individual.
So yeah, we will be watching that, and you guys will get a pre-recorded episode Japanese Wrestling Update at 8 p.m. Mountain Time on Friday. Oh God! If you're you can also catch me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel, where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We have a show coming out on Friday before Japanese Wrestling Updates, so stay tuned to the socials to see when that's coming out. I believe it will be 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern.
We'll flip that around. If it's 4 p.m.
Okay,
Eastern,
well, the
it's
other
2
way.
p.m. Mountain Time.
Okay, see, this is why I brought it up. Math is not a thing for a Melball. I need mathier people to math the math for me. Yeah, so stay tuned to our socials to find out when the actual time is for that bad boy. If you're wanting to watch New Japan Wrestling, we will leave a link in the description box below. It is njpwworld.com. It is 999 yen, or approximately 10 Canadian. Shout out Sean Spears. And it is now more like 10 Canadian. It is $9.99. Still a great price to watch some amazing professional wrestling. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
I just want to say thank y'all for all the great support here. If you're listening on Sunday's Main Event, thank you so much. Please give us the 5-star reviews and like us over there. And if you're not, go check them out, Sunday'sMainEvent.com or Patreon.com/SNME Radio, and support them at ShopTees.com and search up SNME Radio. And if you are watching on our YouTube, so thank you so very much. Whether it's Andre Melball Talk, whether it's Backbreaker Video, thank you so much. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, because your opinion matters and we want to hear from you. Please let us know what you're thinking and how you're feeling about everything we're talking about, and we'll chat. And if you want to chat some non-stuff that's not New Japan or anything, go over to our Facebook page. We'll chat with you over there about anything. I'll chat with you about MLW, AEW, WWE. I'll chat with you over there. And don't forget to share us out, tell your friends, family, and just the good people that have all the good hearts in this world. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video. Hello.
And that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Adios.